Good morning, beautiful souls. Well, it has been a little while, hasn't it? It's been a little while since I've done a live. There has been a fair bit going on in my world. And those of you that have been following my journey recently will know that I've just come back from Hawaii, which was a coming of age trip with my youngest son, who's 16. My eldest is 19 and has already done a trip like this with his dad. One of the things that we have offered our children is this special coming of age journey with one parent at a time in their life where they're really sort of individuating away from ourselves. So that part of the journey is my son's story to tell. But what I wanted to share with you are the wisdom codes that came through, which I feel if you are going through some change right now, and most of us are, that will help you to navigate it, or you will resonate and absorb some of this wisdom somehow for your own benefit. So I just put a little bit of a comment in the top of the post there about what wisdom is and isn't. Wisdom isn't just information or knowledge that we acquire out of a book or a download that we might get. It's not even a profound spiritual experience, and they are amazing and can kind of up-level you, but it's not really wisdom. Wisdom comes from the challenges that we move through, that we live through, that we are probably triggered by, and yet we are able to hold a deeply profound presence through that experience so that you come out the other side being more of you. And what do I mean by being more of you? I mean the true essence of who you are, the divine spark showing up fully without the bindings of the past, without the bindings of the limitations, without even the structure or the boxes of the roles and rules and limitations that you may have set on yourself. And hey, beautiful Vicky, hey, Leonie, and I'm going through change right now, and I know many of the women that follow me will understand the change, the big change of menopause, and I'm going through perimenopause. So this timing of going away with my son, of shifting from this mothering role, son role, to him individuating, to be honest, I'm probably the last person he wanted to spend time with right now, but we had to discover and learn a new way of being together. And through that came various challenges and various triggers around communication, around vulnerability, around resilience, around tolerance, around understanding. And that is sort of a little bit of a separate story. But for me, it was a change again. It was an untethering. And this has been my theme for most of the year. If you've been following me, you'll know I've been doing a lot of surrender this work. I did a water fast. I've been in the desert. I've been on Magnetic Island doing some deep surrender work. I'm doing some work with Ascended Masters. I don't even want to go there because it's going to sound a bit crazy to most of you, but let's just say there's dragons involved. So I'm going deep, deep, deep into the true nature of the quantum field of all that is. And when we start to call in this level of healing, we are calling in, as part of that, an untethering of all that we thought we were. And anyone, even if you're not on that kind of spiritual journey, but you're going through some change, you are going to be going through some untethering, some unbinding, some releasing of that which you are used to, with that which is familiar, that which you thought you had a role in or were a part of, and are suddenly something other than that. Yeah? So I've been going through a lot of emotion around the untethering, around mothering, a shift in our business, which is asking me to step up in a whole new way, which is going to shift how I usually love to be, which is fully always connecting one-on-one, face-to-face. I'm getting a big calling for the work that I do in our Beacon community to reach a broader audience, which is going to shift the way that I work. That is creating a big untethering with me right now around some of my shadows. There's an untethering around, like I say, the mothering and the role that I am. There's an untethering around my role as a creator, as a birther, because I'm moving through perimenopause, and that I can still be a creator and a birther in a different way other than through that direct form of having children. I had a big release at the end of last year and an untethering in our family because our dog passed really, really suddenly. The good news is we're getting a puppy on Sunday. There's been untethering. I had my family with me for a couple of months, which was wonderful. But to see that next phase of aging, to untether again from, you know, being close to them because they were with us for 2 months and they went away. I had an untethering around my routines, and a lot of this had left me, or as I was moving through it all, that untethering of feelings of anxiety that I've never felt before. And some of you might relate to that. You know, feelings of literally being untethered, right? Literally floating around kind of in space going, oh my gosh, I have all of the things that I would normally have in my external world or in the structure of the world that I've created are suddenly untethered. So what do you do when you're untethered from everything? Well, this is just next level untethering for me, and this is the work that I do in the beacons around profound presence, because when everything else is changing and untethering, and the only thing guaranteed to change is everything else other than the core of you, you have to come back to the core of something that is unchanging, and that is the true essence of you. That is the true essence of you. And the profound embodiment work, finding that deep presence within you, and the work that I do, we connect first the descent of energy into womb space, and then we connect in with other energy centers in the spine and in the body, and it goes on and on. But the very important work of profound presence, of you connecting to the unchanging within you, is what is going to carry you through these untethering, through these changes, and bring you out the other side as more of you. Because when you can be fully present to the challenges in your life, you move through acquiring that deep wisdom of the truth of who you are, no matter what is going on around you. Now, there is no recipe book for that because everyone's challenges and changes are different. But when you can move through in deep presence as the witness, feeling all of your uncomfortable feelings about whatever is going on through that change, and that is the most important thing, your presence and your capacity to feel those feelings, because the wisdom that you need to absorb, that you are going to literally expand into in every cell of your being, comes from your capacity to be present to those feelings that you are having through the challenges. So for me, going through all of this change, which just feels like a huge, very potent and important turning point in my life right now for the next phase of my life, moving into more my sort of crone years, crazily. This capacity to release all of the bindings, all the limitations, all of the beliefs of what you thought you were, which are maybe a very beautiful box, but are keeping you in a box nonetheless. Unless you can feel all of that as it moves through, you can't fully embrace the freedom that is on the other side. As you release those bindings, you can't fully expand into that next level you, that is more you, that is more light, that is more grace, that is more freedom, that is a clearer channel for the divine to flow through you and express through you. And it is my belief that that is exactly why we are here, to become this clear vessel to create heaven on earth. And it is through the challenges that we absorb and receive these wisdom codes that allow us to be lighter and lighter beings. So if you are like, yeah, kind of getting what you're saying, I'm going through some big changes, but I'm kind of struggling, and I know what you're saying, because we can get very caught up in the story when we're in a lot of emotion, when we're in change. And if we get caught up in the mind and in story, that's just going to keep us looping in discomfort. And that's why we can have fear of staying in emotion, because we fear it's going to swallow us whole. Presence is the antidote to that. Deep presence is the antidote to that. And everyone needs to understand how to fully embody themselves and their own divinity right here, right now, in order to be able to navigate this new paradigm. And if you are moving through change, you are moving to a new paradigm of sorts, whatever that is for you. So if you would love to learn the power of this presence and all of the blind spots that are, playing out in your world, which you won't be aware of because they're blind spots, we have a masterclass coming up on the 3rd of the 3rd. This is just being birthed right now. So if you want to get in straight away, it's in North Brisbane. You will need to make yourself available between 9:30 and 1:30. It is an in-person event. Everyone that comes to my events will be changed somehow that day. Well, I can tell you it's going to be about profound presence. It's about you fully showing up, being able to fully express at the highest level that you can right now without fear continuously stopping you, without overwhelm stopping you, without all of those doubts stopping you. If that's something you'd be interested in, put a hashtag wisdom down here below in the comments, and myself or one of my team will reach out to you and we'll get your name and your details, and we'll make sure you are in for that event. All right, beautiful souls, sending so much love to you. Have a great day. Take care, everyone, and let yourself feel, create some space, whatever you're going through right now. Sending so much love.